Well, thank you for hanging in for the entirety of the day and joining me on the last session here. Glad to be a presenter. It's been a long time since I've done any kind of presenting, so this has been fun. And so we're going to talk about a lot of things today, and hopefully you'll be able to take some of it away with you. I try to make it as interactive as possible. And so we're going to kind of go through this agenda here that you see. And if you have any questions or need anything at all, just drop that in the chat. I'll be keeping track of that on my screen. Basically, my inspiration for doing a presentation like this is the convergence of computer science and cybersecurity in a model that is very new to Texas, and navigating the challenges of doing that in the era of COVID, so to speak. And so you can see the agenda there, and we'll work our way through. And like I said, I want it to be as interactive as possible. This is what we show our students every time we do a virtual session. In my school district, we are hybrid at the moment. We have a group of students that are online, and we also have a group of students that are on campus. In my particular campus, I'd say at this point we're about 70% on campus, about 30% virtual. And so we do ask our students to keep their cameras on, be prepared to participate, be engaged, and staying on topic. And you all are limited in terms of your ability to share yourself, but I'm excited about having everybody in the Pear Deck. So if you haven't signed into the Pear Deck yet, please go to joinpd.com and put that code in that you see on the top right corner of the screen. That would be fantastic. All right, so a little bit about me. I began my education career in 1998, and so this is my 17th year in education, and I have 5 years of private sector experience. I have a bachelor's in music education. I was a tuba player at Syracuse University, and you see the picture down there on the bottom. That big castle building was where I spent most of my time in this College of Visual and Performing Arts. That picture is either fake or it was taken in July during the about 6 weeks where it's not snowing. I grew up in Connecticut, and in the top right corner, you can see for you Houston folks, you can pretty much fit the state of Connecticut in Harris County. So, like I said, but I've reached that milestone in my life where I've spent more than half of my life in the South, and I'm happy to be here. This whole how do I say this? This whole reaction to the cold weather that we're having right now is a little bit funny, but I do have to say that I am officially probably the only person in Texas with the polar vortex ice scraper, and so I bet I could probably sell this for a pretty good amount of money. Seeing that most people probably they either run their car for about 15 or 20 minutes to get the ice off their windshield, or they use like a debit card or something like that to scrape their windshield. So anyway, I've got one of these. I'm pretty excited about it, but I plan on staying home until everything kind of clears away. So tell me a little bit about you. This is where you have an opportunity here to put some responses about yourself. And so if you're in the Pear Deck, would you please do that? Just give me your name, where you work, what you do, and I'd like to, and just kind of finish that about yourself. While you're putting those responses there, thank you for doing that. For those of you that are doing that, for me, I work in Aldine ISD. I am a CTE dual credit instructor in the cybersecurity pathway for Avalos P-Tech School. You'll see a little bit more about that as we continue through the presentation. I'd like to organize things. That's one thing I really like to do. And if you look behind me, you probably won't think that I'm very organized, but I have a lot of stuff out. One of my projects during the holiday break was going through a lot of old photos and collectibles from my parents' house in Connecticut. And so that's been fun. And so that's what you see behind me. I do my best to keep a virtual background up most of the time, so you all can't see that mess, but Hopin does not allow that. So you get to see the authentic mess that I'm working in right now. So again, thank you all for responding, telling me who you are, and keeping interactive in the presentation. And so we'll move on. And so my school was established in 2019 with just a 9th grade class. This will be the first graduating class of 2023. We added the class of 2024 in August of last year. Our principal, Diana Del Pilar, is a product of Aldine ISD, went to MacArthur High School, and has just been a tremendous leader and inspirational advocate for students at our campus. Todd Lindemann, Dr. Goffney, our board. We have a board member who's the namesake of our school, Rose Avalos, who mentors our students on a monthly basis. And I had to give a shout out to Program Director of STEM and Computer Science for Aldine ISD. She's paving the way for getting computer science into all of our campuses, Shannon Glass. We have a lot of collaborative leadership, which is great, but also provides its own challenges. The CTE department is heavily involved, our technology services department, STEM and CS, that I mentioned earlier, our advanced academics department, because we offer a lot of dual credit courses and also AP courses, Microsoft Teals, Lone Star College, and Cisco. And so some interesting facts about us. Our enrollment is through a lottery system. Many people think that we are a magnet school, but we're not. We have 130 students per grade level cohort in 5 pathways. We are considered a wall-to-wall P-Tech, as opposed to a school within a school. We are the first P-Tech in the Aldine, Houston area, our first one-to-one campus in Aldine. And the ironic thing about that was on the first day of school in 2019, we did not have computers. And that was interesting. Our year one, we had 10 teachers, 18 total staff, and we're very much building the engine while flying the plane. We were originally designated as the second early college high school in Aldine ISD to go along with Victory Early College High School on the east side of the district, and then adding Avalos on the west side of the district. But halfway through, I mean, while there are walls up and a lot of stuff going in, they decided to go through the designation process as a P-Tech, and that's created its own set of challenges for us too. We provide a 2-week summer bridge program for incoming 9th grade students. We offer summer dual credit courses for original credit as part of a CTE grant. Students can participate in athletics at their zone high school, and we are building out clubs, organizations, family engagement events, and a lot of other things. And so we are brand new, and then it goes without saying that we've since March of last year, we've been doing this in the context of the pandemic too, which has added another layer of challenge. And so here's a picture of our campus, and it is really a beautiful facility. You'll see later on in the presentation another side of it, but it's physically connected to Lone Star College East Aldine Center, which is a satellite campus of Lone Star College North Harris. I'm going to tempt the streaming gods and see if this video will play. I'm just going to play a little bit of it. And before that continues, did you all hear that audio? Just give me a yes or a no in the chat. All right, so we heard it. Hopefully it'll come through relatively clearly. All right, and I'm gonna close that out and take us back to our presentation. All right, that give you an idea of a little bit about our campus. A lot of that video was shot obviously before the pandemic. And here's just a few other pictures here, some post-pandemic, some pre-pandemic. And so we try to make this as engaging and fun for our students as possible. All right, so the next thing I'd like from you in a response is, I'm curious as to what you know about P-TECH. And so no Googling, but what comes to mind first? And just type in, just as quickly as you can, your definition of what P-TECH is. I'm very curious. And so, and then when I share all these slides, I will share all these responses as well. And I'm just always very curious about what that is. So I'll give you a couple minutes to, not a couple minutes, but maybe about 30 seconds to just drop responses there in the Pear Deck. Thank you, Sylvia. Thank you, Zachary. All right, and some of you are hearing about it for the first time today, so that's very cool. All right, and so that's good, and hopefully I'll expand your horizons a little bit. And let's in the next slide, I'm going to ask a similar question, but about a different topic. Okay, and so what is cybersecurity? And again, I'm not looking for a textbook definition here, but how do you define cybersecurity? So let's go ahead and put that in. Just as first thing that comes to your mind, thinking like a family feud type response here. And just when you think of cybersecurity, what comes to mind? So I'm seeing data and IP safety in cyberspace, protecting systems and data. A firewall would be something that definitely associated with cybersecurity. So one of our biggest challenges is to give students an idea of what this concept behind cybersecurity is. And most of the time with the students that I've worked with, when you ask a student about what cybersecurity is, the most common response that you're going to get has to do with hacking. And that is something that we definitely need to broaden their horizons on, in terms of hacking is a part of cybersecurity, but it's definitely not the whole of everything. And so with cybersecurity, the idea of problem solving, the idea of collaboration, the idea of being able to anticipate things before they happen, the idea to be able to plan. This is where I find the strongest connectivity between cybersecurity and computer science. And the characteristics of both of those career fields are very much aligned. All right, and so thank you for your responses in this one. And then I'm going to move on to the next one. And because this is CSTA, I'm curious to see, in your mind, what is computer science? And so I'm looking forward to your responses there. And again, same thing, no Googling. And we're not going to Google. But when you think of computer science, how do you define it? All right, I'm seeing those responses coming in. I appreciate that. Thanks so much. And so these are the challenges when we have a student that's coming in from 8th grade and they're joining our campus and they're learning about what is a PTech, what is cybersecurity, what is computer science. They won't take a computer science course until 10th grade, but as our computer science offerings expand in the middle school, they may have taken CS fundamentals in 8th grade. And so we're hoping that they have more of an awareness as the years go on when we enroll students. And when I show you the plans of study for our program, you'll see where the computer science fits into the program. All right, and thank you for those of you that are also responding in the chat. And so, and again, thank you for those of you responding in the Pear Deck. If you notice on the top right of my screen, you'll see this code. And this code will allow you to respond to whenever I ask you prompts in the Pear Deck itself. If you go joinpd.com and type in that code that you see, you can join in. All right, so we're going to move on. And thank you for your responses to that. Thank you for being collaborative in this space. And so when we look at the PTech blueprint, the PTech is part of the state college career readiness school models. The early college high school was the first one that was offered in Texas, and then T-STEM was also offered, and PTech is the latest to be offered. And so there are 6 benchmarks that are required to be a PTech. And so they must offer open enrollment and flexible scheduling structures as part of their school design and at no cost. The target population is to target and enroll students who are at risk. And again, there's lots of categories for what at risk means. Pardon me, my cat has decided to join us today. Here we go. Developing strategic alliances with business and industry partners and what is called an IHE, an institution of higher education. The curriculum is rigorous and is required that when the students finish the program, that they have the opportunity to earn an associate's degree or industry certifications, during those years. Work-based learning experience, offering relevant, high-skill work-based learning experiences with those industry partners, and then providing student support to get them to the level that they need to be at to take college courses while they're in high school. And that's been really one of our biggest challenges, is when our students enroll, they have not yet been equipped to be able to do the things that we're asking them to do in this program. And so we are working on so many different ways of bridging those gaps and getting the students college ready, so to speak. And one of the things that's great is that we actually have a reading teacher this year. And for students that need to do some rapid catch up with reading, we have a teacher that offers those supports to them so that they can get caught up and then move through the program. So that is PTech in a nutshell. And then I just wanted to highlight the Lone Star College East Aldine Center. This is the other side of the building in their lobby. They are a wonderful partner with us. Dr. Luis Lucio is the dean over there, and they have been worked tirelessly with us to get this program off the ground. At a P-TECH, we're developing, an ecosystem, and so the very first P-TECH was started by IBM in Brooklyn, and its first graduating class was in 2017. And you can get more information about that at ptech.org, and very interesting stuff. And so the TEA offers this designation to create an environment that seamlessly connects students to college and careers. And so, we're bringing together our school, Lone Star College, the Serrano Law Firm supports our paralegal pathway, Drillco supports our NDT pathway, Cyber Houston supports our cybersecurity pathway, and we offer the networking specialization through Cisco. So Cisco is an important strategic industry partner, and IBM, HP, Momentum, and many more that are not on this slide. And so the P-TECH opportunity offers the students to get, again, a high school diploma, workforce industry certifications, and the Associates of Arts or Associates of Applied Science degree, depending on which pathway that they are in. And again, it's all free of charge. We provide them their textbooks. We provide them enrollment in their Lone Star courses. We provide all of the supports that Lone Star College provides to a traditional Lone Star student. And they'll also complete a distinguished level of achievement high school diploma with endorsements aligned with their career choice and pathway. So pretty phenomenal opportunity. And so I'm going to highlight the computer networking specialization and the cybersecurity. And so this is the networking side, and then here is the cybersecurity side. And I highlighted the programming piece of it because there is so much connectivity between computer science programming and the cybersecurity skill sets. And it's really been a great kind of marriage of two content areas. So this is the basic description. And then again, as part of one of the reasons why cybersecurity was chosen is because it's a very much in-demand career field. And students, even just with the associate's degree, if they have the CCNA or the A+ and or the CyberOps associate certification, they're hireable straight out of high school when they complete the program. So this is my facility. You'll see two rooms. The one on the left is the classroom side, and I have kind of workbenches set up there. You can't see it on the left, but I have bins that contain toolkits for them to repair desktops, laptops, tablets, and phones. And as they're going through the curriculum for IT Essentials in pursuing either their A+ or their IT Fundamentals certification. The right side, you see 2 of 12 racks in the lab setting. And inside those racks, you have your routers, switches, patch panel, and firewall for them to complete the CCNA. They also use Packet Tracer virtually to simulate the networking environment, but here they get to do hands-on, which is something that they really enjoy doing. So these are the plans of studies. And I don't know how easy this is to see while you're looking up on the screen, but I will. What I will do is I will put links to these in the slide deck. When you get access to the slide deck, you'll see links to these specific plans of studies. What you'll notice on the left in the green are the high school courses. And then on the right, in the tan color, you'll see that those are the dual credit courses. And then in kind of the darker green, in the cybersecurity pathway, they can get endorsements into CTE programs of study. One is the STEM endorsement, and the other one is the business and industry endorsement. And then it lists out their the certifications that they can earn. And so even in 9th grade, they start taking computer science all the time. They start taking, I'm sorry, let me back up there. In 9th grade, they start taking dual credit courses right off the bat with intro to computers and intro to databases. And then you'll see they take in 10th grade AP computer science principles. And then in their junior year, they'll take AP CSA. And those are crosswalked with Lone Star College with Intro to Computer Programming and DevNet Associate, respectively. And then on the cybersecurity side, you start to see in their junior year, you see cybersecurity fundamentals, security operations, enterprise networking, security strategies, ethical hacker, foundations of disaster recovery and business continuity, and then a cybersecurity capstone and strategic infrastructure security. And so the biggest challenge for them, for students coming in, is having the math skills, because if they didn't take Algebra 1 in their 8th grade year and were enrolled in geometry in 9th grade, then we offered them geometry over the summer. And so now that they are on track, they're taking Algebra 2 in 10th grade, and then they'll take pre-calculus in their junior year so that they can take Calculus 1, which is part of the associate's degree program in their senior year. And then down below here in the orange, again, you see the certifications that they can sit for in each of the years based on the courses that they are taking. And so this is a very, very rigorous program. And so if a student doesn't necessarily want to do the cybersecurity part of this, they do have the option of choosing networking specialization. But you notice that we still have the computer science components in this plan of study. And so they're taking computer CSP in their 10th grade year, but then they would wait until their senior year as an advanced, because we can offer this as an advanced math course, CSA in their senior year as opposed to Calculus 1. And then they'll still finish with their CCNA or their CCNT, and then the A+ and Microsoft Office Specialist certifications. And so within a 4-year plan, they can still finish with 4 industry certifications and an associate's degree, even if it's not cybersecurity. And so how do we make this relevant to teenagers? And that's been, a tremendous challenge. And so I felt like I've been drinking through a fire hose as I've joined this program. But every time I come across something or someone points something out to me or highlights something, or we have an industry partner talk about something, and we have the ability to look into these different things. And so I have a kind of a running list of resources that will talk about cybersecurity careers and education resources. As you look at this list, and if you happen to see others that I don't have here, I'd appreciate it if I gave you an opportunity to post in the Pear Deck. That would be fantastic if you would do that. Cyber Patriot, the Colloquium, Cyber Houston. Cyber Houston is a huge partner. UMesh is a wonderful mentor to our students. The students have met with him on a regular basis, and he gives them real world scenarios that they can play out in class. Cyber.org, CyberSeek, Gen Cyber, CyberStart America, CISA, the government. This is the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency and educational resources that they have associated with them. InfraGard has been a wonderful association to be a part of. If you're going to be offering cybersecurity, I highly suggest joining InfraGard because of the constant updates that they provide and information sessions in real world. NIST, which is NICERT, used to be NICERT, National Initiative for Cybersecurity Education, is a wonderful resource. The National Cryptologic Museum is also a great resource as well. And then just on a day-to-day basis, I get daily emails called from the Cybersecurity 202. And so I try to integrate these things into the lessons on a day-to-day basis. Now the students, I don't know if you noticed this, but let me go back a slide. But when they're in 10th grade right now, and so the students they have their 4 core classes, and they also take a couple of elective courses that are also dual credit. And so they're art appreciation and intro to criminal justice, again, college courses. And then 3 courses that they're taking with me, again, in addition to APCSP, they're taking ITN, Intro to Networks, and then IT Essentials. And so they have 3 classes with me. So it gives me the flexibility to also add in things that will make things relevant to them. This being Black History Month, we highlighted women, African-American women throughout history that have had an impact on computer science, from NASA to facial recognition and things like that. And so just inspiring students, recognizing that, hey, this is where you are right now, but you have so much opportunities to do this going forward. Okay, and so again, thank you for sharing. I'm the hackerhighschool.org. Very cool. I appreciate that. Thank you for that resource, Sylvia. And again, if any of you else has any other options there, I'm noticing a couple other ones, K-12 Cybersecurity Conference.org. And so there's so much out there, and this is a very in-demand career field. And so the more that you can put in their hands and make things relevant for them and at a level that they can relate to is definitely extremely important. And so as we get to the last few minutes of the presentation here, I just wanted to give you the opportunity to ask questions either in the Pear Deck or the chat, and to see based on the information I've provided, what questions do you have, and how can I be of help to you? As we I think there's maybe about 5 minutes left towards the end. I always have a habit of going over time, so I was very mindful of that.